What's up, and welcome back to Cover 2 with B Woo and Earl Knows It All. And as you can see, your boy Earl is flying solo. I got to give a special shout out to my partner in crime, B Woo. He is, of course, celebrating his birthday, so he's off out gallivanting around the world, globe trotting, whatever you want to call it, man. But shout out to B Woo. Love you, boy. Happy birthday to you, man. Many more life, more success, all of that good stuff, too, man. But we still got you taken care of, man. We got to apologize. I was a little under the weather. That's why we didn't record last week and give you guys some content and recaps on what happened in week 4. But week 5 is here, man. And whew, man, it was tough out here for a lot of these teams, man. And the first team that we need to talk about is the New England Patriots and old Dollar Bill, man. Bill Belichick is he's hit a rough patch, to say the least. Now, of course, you know, B Woo is a Falcon fan, and I'm a recovering Falcon fan. Of course, now you can see I'm rocking with the green now, man. Fly Eagles fly. But once upon a time, everyone wanted to throw this number 28-3 out there for Falcon fans and talk about how New England came back and it's the worst loss ever. Well, there are some new numbers that we're going to live in infamy forever now. Of course, according to Cover 2, we're going to push this agenda, man. I definitely will, man. 72-3 in the last 2 weeks for the New England Patriots and Dollar Bill, man. They lost 38-3 last week to Dallas Cowboys, and then they followed it up with a 34-0 beatdown at home against the New Orleans Saints. And I am particularly upset about this loss because I picked New England to win this game in my pick 6, man. And I had a rough week, man. Like I said, it was my first losing week with my pick 6. Things didn't go as planned, but Bill Belichick had a much worse week than I did, man. 34-0. And shout out to my guy, Benny Blanco, man. He was going to come and guest host with me, but some scheduling conflicts. I didn't reach out to him soon enough, but we might have to make him the stats and information guy for Cover 2, man, and definitely have him on here soon because he gave me a stat that I enjoy and want to kind of talk about, man. Old Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots are 3-9 in their last 12 games, man. Guess who those 3 quarterbacks that they got victories against are? Number 1, you guessed it, this year they beat Zach Wilson. Now, Zach Wilson is actually starting to show some improvement. He's won a couple games, but they beat Zach Wilson, man. They beat some guy named Skylar Thompson. I don't even know. I had to check this to make sure this was actually a real person. Yeah, he is a real person. He played for Miami, apparently, when Tua was out on injury. And then they beat Colt McCoy. Now, I'll be honest with you, man. I didn't even know Colt McCoy was still in the NFL. So the 3 quarterbacks that they beat, Skylar Thompson, I don't think he's in the NFL now. Colt McCoy is not in the NFL now. And Zach Wilson, for all intents and purposes, y'all have been trying to get him out of the NFL as well. The genius, Dollar Bill, Bill Belichick, man, those are the only 3 quarterbacks that you can beat. The guy who drew up all these great defensive schemes and, you know, had Peyton Manning's number and, you know, was always able to kind of make it happen. He's looking real funny in the light right now, man. And every question that you're hearing now is, should the Patriots fire Bill Belichick? Which this guy's won 6 Super Bowl championships with New England, man. I mean, you know, of course, others as a defensive coordinator with the Giants. We can't deny his genius as a coach, but I guess this is a what have you done for me lately league because the noise is getting louder and louder in New England. And, you know, I know a couple Patriots fans, man, and they say, hey, you know, his arrogance and not thinking that they need to actually bring in guys with talent is the problem. I know one problem for sure is Mac Jones, man. Everyone thought that Mac Jones is, you know, quote unquote, the best quarterback in that draft that they picked up. Mac Jones was 12 for 22 this week, 110 yards, 2 interceptions. That's coming off getting benched last week after a horrible performance against the Cowboys as well. And like I said, the Saints have a good defense. I'll give them that, but that's just uncalled for 34-0, man. Like, to not be able to put up any points and to score only 3 points in 2 weeks in it as an NFL team while you're getting 72 put on your head, it's just unacceptable, man. And You know, like I said, I've seen the reports on Bleacher Report right after that game ended that, you know, is it time to fire Bill Belichick? That would be sacrilegious if I would have told you, if you could get in the DeLorean and go back in time, if I would have told you, man, we'll be talking about should Bill Belichick be fired? You would think that Bill Belichick would be able to write his own path as far as how he leaves New England, or, you know, he may end the job, you know, just not waking up one morning, man. That would be the way he would leave. He could write his own story and path and ride out into the sunset however he wants. But this is a legitimate question that people are asking now. Should Bill Belichick be fired? And I hear people saying Robert Kraft is going to keep going for this. And the thing that has made it worse, I think the thing that has kind of compounded what's going on there is Tom Brady went to Tampa and won that championship, man. That was the worst thing that could have ever happened to him. It's almost like when Shaq and Kobe, you know, broke up and they had won their 3 titles, man. And, you know, then you get Shaq going to Miami, winning that title, and Kobe was hell-bent on making sure he would win 2 more. He ends with 1 more than Shaq, and those guys just were trying to figure it out. I'm sure Bill Belichick right now is saying, you know what, I'm the genius. I'm the guy that was responsible for this. You have to have a huge ego if you are in this position and you've won as much as he had. But maybe the ego is the problem, man. You know, sometimes you have to, you know, I usually wear the shirt to death for ego. You have to kill that ego and say, you know what, I'm not the guy that knows it all, man. I have to, you know, use other resources and maybe try something different. The game can change, man. Has the game passed Bill Belichick by? 34-0 says, and 72-3 in the last 2 weeks. It's a lot going on there, man. We may need to figure some things out. Mr. Belichick, you know, couldn't happen to a better guy, in my opinion. So I got a big smile on my face, even though I chose the Patriots to win that game. 72-3, man. That's all I'll say. New England fans, enjoy yourselves. You know, I'm sure you got your 6 championships that'll keep you warm, and you'll talk about that, you know, but this 72-3 hurts. I know it does. And the way you guys are arguably chasing down the Broncos and Bears and all those teams to determine who's going to be the worst team in the league. Yeah, man. Mac Jones is not the guy. So they better go get a quarterback, man. That's what kind of sparked the first 20 years of Bill Belichick's run with Tom Brady. Got to go find a quarterback, man. Beautiful, beautiful times. It's a wonderful time to be alive. New England is one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the NFL. It's a beautiful time to be alive, like I said, man. Now, this is a shout out to my guy, B. Woo, because I saw he posted that he was looking for a small, simple birthday gift. He just wanted the Falcons to win, man. And I know he hates on this guy, calls him riddles, but we got to have a real conversation about Desmond Ridder, man. Is Desmond Ridder Mr. Fourth Quarter? And well, at least let me preface this by saying Desmond Ridder is Mr. Fourth Quarter at home. He seems to be able to kind of make some things happen when he's at home in the fourth quarter, man. This is what you're seeing from the Atlanta Falcons this year, who moved to 3-2 after coming from behind in a kind of topsy-turvy game against the Houston Texans and CJ Stroud. They win that game 21-19 on the last-second field goal by Younghoe Koo. As time expired, the Falcons in the fourth quarter this year, they are outscoring their opponents 41-3. Desmond Ridder's numbers, Mr. Riddles, as B. Woo calls him, 20 for 24, 299 yards, 1 TD, 0 picks. The largest opponent play that they've allowed is 18 yards. They only got 2 penalties in the fourth quarter, no turnovers, and they have 3 come-from-behind wins. All of their victories have been come-from-behind wins. So Ridder was great again, had a career day, man, and really, like I said, it was a kind of amazing thing after you see the highlights of Mac Hollins kind of telling him get out of his face last week out in London as they played Jacksonville. Ridder bounced back, man. He had a big day, 329 yards passing, career high for him. Also had a touchdown in that game, and I think Mr. Ridder also ran for a touchdown. He did. He had as well as he had 4 carries, 10 yards, and a touchdown as well. So rushing TD, passing TD, and you know, this week Mr. Ridder lives to see another day, man. He is we're gonna praise him, man. That's what we'll do. We'll praise him because he came from behind a Texans team. Now, again, like I said, man, my picks this week were horrible. I don't know what happened with that, man. I leaned a little bit too much into the underdogs, I guess. Texans were 2-point underdogs. I pushed this game because of the field goal at the end of the game. I thought after Houston went down there and scored that I was good to go and that they were going to win the game. Because I'll be honest, I had no faith in Desmond Ridder, but he drove the Falcons right down the field, got him a first down. Got him within field goal range and got him a field goal that Younghoe Koo, who I did not trust him in that field goal either, makes the field goal. The Falcons win that game 21-19. And yeah, man, congratulations to all Falcons fans out there. B-Woo, you got your happy birthday gift, man. The Falcons win that game. Of course, like I said, we saw the Saints win, and Tampa Bay, of course, is not playing this week. So, yeah, the Falcons are right in the thick of things in the NFC South, man. Right behind Tampa Bay and right there neck and neck with the New Orleans Saints now. Now, the next game we'll talk about that we're going to highlight on this week is for my team, man. There are only 2 undefeated teams left in the league, and I told you what the formula is for my guys. The Eagles, man, just keep winning. I told you this game would be a little tight, but Jalen Hurts kind of came through and had one of his better games this season. He went 25 for 38 in this game, 303 passing yards, and the TD did have an interception, but the Philadelphia Eagles moved to 5-0, and let's do it, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly. Yes, sir. 5-0. Just keep winning, man. 23-14 victory out in LA over the Los Angeles Rams. And this game, of course, did mark the return of Cooper Kupp, who had a great game, 8 receptions, 118 yards. Puka Nacua still had another big game as well, man. Had 7 receptions, 71 yards, and a touchdown as well. And Matthew Stafford, they're throwing the ball a lot. They don't really have a running game in LA. It's tough for them right now, but Stafford standing back there, he get killed sometimes, man, but he's throwing the ball around the field. So you love to see the victory for my Eagles, man, and just keep winning. That's all you got to do, Eagles. This is a marathon for the Eagles, man. And right now, it looks like we are on a collision course again with the San Francisco 49ers. I will say I think home field advantage will be important. So I would much rather see us play San Francisco and Philly again at the Link versus traveling out to Levi Stadium and having to face them out there. So I think that'll be a very big opportunity for the Eagles to do their thing if they can win and get home field advantage. Keep winning. Keep winning, Eagles. That's all you do. And speaking of teams in the NFC East, speaking of the 49ers, we'll deal with the other side of this first, man. Even players mess up sometimes. I got to keep it real with y'all, man. For some ungodly reason, I decided to put my faith in Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn, and I chose the Cowboys to upset the 49ers. Now, I know the Cowboys have lost the last 2 years to the 49ers, and they have had a bad streak of luck against this team. Haven't been able to beat them as consistently as they did previously in the past. Yeah, things are not looking good, man. They got drubbed in that game, 42-10. It was not close at all. Dak threw 3 interceptions. He looked like bad Dak Prescott, essentially. The defense could not stop anybody. Brock Purdy had 4 touchdown passes. And, man, sometimes, you can be blinded by the hate or, I don't even say it was hate, man. I just thought for some weird reason that I believed in the Cowboys at some point, you got to stop wanting to get punched in the mouth and say, you know what, man, I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to not take this anymore. But Cowboys fans, y'all do not have to win it, man. I'm sorry. It's a wrap for y'all, man. You're 3-2 now, man. And yeah, it's the same old Cowboys, man. As much as I want to believe in you guys, you can't. And that defense got worked over. I thought they would get some pressure on Purdy. I will say this, man. Mr. Boy Genius, Kyle Shanahan. He drew up some great plays in that game, man. They did some good things. You got Kittle open at one point on a flea flicker play for an easy touchdown. I mean, they were just drawing him up. And Christian McCaffrey, he's a problem. I will give you that, man. But, I'm kind of looking at this thing and saying maybe McCaffrey won't be as durable as, he always misses time. But yeah, the Cowboys they got worked over, man. Simple. They were out coached, they were outplayed, out schemed, everything, man. And the moral of the story is, do not put your faith in the Cowboys, man. I knew better than that. I don't know what the Cowboys defense, maybe. I'm a defensive guy, man. That's what it was. So I thought the Cowboys defense will be able to bring some pressure, put some get some hands in the face of Mr. Purdy, rattle him a little bit. On the other hand, it was the 49ers defense that did all of that, man. And I got to be honest, I'm going to have to come to Jesus moment now, man. The 49ers, and I won't even say it's come to Jesus moment, because if you watch my other channel, Earl Knows It All, last week, I put out power rankings of the NFL. My number one team was the San Francisco 49ers. So I'm not blind to the fact that this is a good football team. I said they were the best team in the NFL. They look like that in this game this week against the Dallas Cowboys. And you know what? Hey, man, I will say this. I will be right eventually, because Mr. Shanahan struggles in these big games because he just thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. And, me being a know-it-all, I can see when a guy thinks he's a know-it-all, and he ain't really got it, though. So I still don't believe in Shanahan. But I will give him this, man. They got a super amount of talent on that team. McCaffrey's good. Purdy, I always see him do is win, besides against my Eagles in the playoffs last year. And people will say, oh, he got hurt in that game. So, hey, who hurt him? The Eagles did. They put the pressure on him. That was the blueprint for getting to him. So I'm not worried at all as an Eagles fan about the 49ers, man. But I will give them props and say, right now, you got to say they're the best team. They're winning handily every week. But I've seen this story play out before, so I'm not going to get too worked up about Shanahan looking good and the 49ers being the best team in the league. Enjoy yourselves. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. So being 5-0 means nothing. And I can say they may very well have the best record in the NFL at the end of the season, but I don't think they're going to hoist that Lombardi trophy, though, because Shanahan just can't get out of his own way, man. So I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, one day you guys can cut this clip up, play it back to me. 49ers fans, let me know what you think. I'm sure you guys are riding high right now. But my Eagles fans, hey, Philly, where y'all at, man? Y'all know we're going to be all right, man. We got Jalen Hurts. We got a good defense. We believe in what our team, man. We're going to be all right. Got a great running game, Don't worry about it. We're going to be in there, man. Now, some of the other games that we want to touch on here, scores from some of those other games. Of course, the London series continued. That was the first game that kicked off the week. And the Buffalo Bills, who I praised so affectionately over the last couple of weeks about winning these games, I had them as number 2 in my power rankings. They go into London and face the London Jaguars, aka the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they got beat 25-20. Not very good, man. Not getting good at Josh Allen in that game. That's the problem. When Josh Allen is not as great as you need him to be, or he doesn't provide that spark, this is kind of, regular team, man. So they come back down to earth, losing that game 25-20 over in London. The other games that we have, the Chiefs, no mention of Miss Swift and the Swifties this week, but they get a victory over the Vikings, and Kirk Cousins 27-20. Oh, the Hackett Bowl. Now, speaking of games I chose, this was one of them I got right. The Hack Bowl, or Hackett Bowl, is affectionately known by yours truly, Earl Knows It All. Mr. Hackett got his revenge, man. Sean Payton had all that yapping and talking, and Sean Payton got his butt beat by the Jets, man. They circled that game, and they rallied around their offensive coordinator, Zach Wilson. Just steady the ship. Do what you got to do, Zach. Not spectacular. Breece Hall really was the star of that game. He had 177 yards and a TD as well. And the Jets win that game 31-21. Jets are now 2-3, and the Broncos are 1-4. And like I said, it's a race to the bottom between the Broncos, the Patriots. I think you can put the Cardinals in there. The Bears, we'll talk about the Bears. They won their game on Thursday night. They got off the schneid. And Justin Fields has actually looked good the last 2 weeks, but I think they're probably still in the mix for the worst record in the league as well. Another game that we had, the Ravens now. I chose the Ravens as my AFC champion. They've lost 2 games in a row that I don't know how they lost those games, why they lost those games, but we talked about Munchkin coming in there and being the offensive coordinator and how this offense is going to be more open now. They put up 10 points against the Steelers. Now, of course, this is a rivalry game, so you can never really kind of say, hey, what's going to happen in it, no matter what the records are. Like I said, it's going to be a game where both teams get after it. They're going to, fight to the finish, and the Steelers end up doing that and win that game, man. So, tough loss for them, man. 3-2 now, and losing, those 2 games against teams that you probably should have beat, man. I don't know what's going on with the Ravens. Pittsburgh essentially has the division lead now because they get the tiebreaker with them. So they moved to 3-2 as well after winning that game. Other notable games, the Giants continue to do what they do. Dolphins got back right. I told you the perfect fix for getting your butt whooped is welcoming the Giants in with open arms, fly them down first class, whoop day, yeah, and then send them on back to New York, man. 31-16, they're victorious. The Bengals, I chose wrong on the Bengals. I thought the Bengals were dead in the water. That division is very open still, and we saw the Bengals do this last year, starting 0-2. They got off the schneid, got into the conference championship game, wound up losing to the Chiefs in that championship game, but they're 2-3 now. They beat the Cardinals, and Jamar Chase got back on track with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow finally had a really good game in that game as well, as they beat the Cardinals 34-20. Another notable game, another injury for Anthony Richardson. He's getting knocked out of every game almost. Shoulder injury this time, but the Colts hold on to win that game 23-16 over the Titans as well. And our other game that we had that we have not talked about yet is the Panthers and the Lions. Panthers still the only winless team in the league. They come up short 42-24 against the Lions. Detroit fans, I told y'all got a real team, man. This is y'all division to win. Of course, the Packers will play on Monday night. So that's a game that we'll take a look at and see what happens. We're kind of seeing things come into shape now as we finish up week 5. Again, I want to give a special shout out to my partner in grind, B Woo. Happy birthday to you again, man. Hopefully you're somewhere enjoying it. Have a drink for me as well. Enjoy that Falcons win that you got, man. Eagles fans, hey, and Patriots fans, don't take any silence, man. You guys suck. That's all. That's all I got for y'all, man. You guys are horrible, and you deserve everything that you're getting right now. Simple as that. Enjoy that. 72-3. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, man. We're giving you great content. Myself, B Woo. We also give you NFL matchup each week that we give you the kind of rundown on what we think will happen in those games, man. And we give you the recaps of these games also, man. And we also have a little feature in there where we talk about some of the teams. We'll do some profiles on them. So a lot of great NFL content, man. And also follow my other channel, Earlknowsitall. You see it right there, Earlknowsitall. You guys can follow that. Make sure you like and subscribe to that as well, because we give you a host of other content. My pick 6 is on there that we've been doing well. We had a bad week this week, but like I said, we'll get back up off the schneid next week, man. Live to fight another day. Even players mess up, baby, like I said. But we're going to leave you with this, man. Make sure you tell a friend. Make sure you tell a hater. Whatever you do, just tell the people to watch our show, because we're giving you nothing but the best content in the NFL right now. Until next time, y'all have a great week. We are out of here.